Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Carter went from bothered to incensed. Formerly he realized that Steffi's tete-a-tete driven blasting of hope was going to be capsized due to him asking a particular favor of his stylish friend, Ridge. In the space of many weeks, Carter has gone from conceding that hope for the future was no longer an asset, to arguing that the very survival of Forrester Creations hinges on keeping it. It's worth mentioning that the big reversal in his way of allowing coincides with him embarking on a particular relationship with Hope. Carter's station is eyebrow-raisingly hypocritical, but of course it's only the bold and beautiful observers who realize this, as the Forresters have no idea that a love with Hope is behind his unforeseen about-face and intensity. And despite the fact that everyone who has ever worked at the fashion house has carried on love affairs there, for some foggy reason, Carter cannot simply explain that Steffi's supposition about Hope was wrong, and that she was actually wearing lingerie and lying in delay for him, not Finn. This, of course, would clear everything up, and there's no drama in that. That brings us to the present, where Ridge walked out on Carter's demands to reinstate Hope and her line, and to this week's spoilers, which tease a vengeance plot cooked by the Susurrus to get back at the Forresters for ousting the lovely Logan. So, how angry is Carter, and why does that matter? Well, in a word, he's outraged. Bent. Incensed. Furious. Since he's sure that this is the Forresters moving on the Logans in an illegal way, and considering the Forresters have also rejected his offer to expand the company, he's seeing absolute red. The fact that the Forresters have also fired Forresters multitudinous times, and that they've sound reasons for saying no to his plan are easily not going to enter into this equation. The question is Carter angry enough to leave the company or shoot himself in the bottom? Because with the scripts we're imagining, he'd have to do one or the other in order to exact his vengeance. Forrester is a family-possessed company, and Carter has no power or influence there. He can't move shareholders that the CEOs are in the wrong, because there aren't any. That means that in order to take his vengeance, he has to harm the company in some way. Given that he works for Forrester Creations, this end would be at cross purposes to his own well-being. Unless he plans to walk out after he does whatever he's going to do. So, what can he do to the Forresters? Well, he can make trouble of the fiscal or legal variety for the family. Generally, nothing happens without a reason on detergents, and the Penns went out of their way to have Ridge mention an LLC that Carter was supposed to be setting up for them as a means of lowering the quantum of levies they're paying. Should Carter fail to register the LLC as he was instructed, the Forresters could find themselves hit with a crippling duty bill. As we mentioned, if Carter designedly screws the company about, he's going to have his bags packed, ready to say, gotcha on his way out the door. This applies to anything he chooses to do to Forrester Creations that hurts the business in any way. Damaging the company or its character only seems doable if Hope and Carter decide to cut ties with Forrester Creations, rather than push to continue working there. Why would you want to sabotage a business where you're hoping to stay on? The nethermost line: Carter presumably has the means and occasion to bring Forrester Creations to its knees if he wants to, but he'll have to be prepared to walk down, maybe to start a new business with Hope. Perhaps his plan involves starting a fabulous new fashion house, while Forrester is halted and taking full advantage. Luna Nozawa may formally be preparing a temporary insanity defense, grounded on what she told Poppy Nozawa. Between that and Luna's contact with Bill Spencer, she may be planning on scoring her freedom sooner rather than laterally. After all, Bill has plenitude of plutocrat he could throw at attorneys and indeed judges. It's clear that Bill is rich enough to buy Luna's freedom if she can stir up some compassion and get him back on her side. Of course, that doesn't mean Bill will start the love Luna has in mind. Bill still has some residual fatherly passions for Luna, but that's the extent of what he feels for her. Indeed so, Luna seems hung up with the idea of making Bill her man and getting the new queen of the Spencer estate. Could a secret maid eventually help Luna try to negotiate her charge? Christian Weissman is joining the show as Remy Price, a Joe from Electra Forrester's history who's got a preoccupation of his own. Remy will come to Los Angeles on a charge to make a future with Electra, but that's not what she wants at all. That means we've got two disturbing, fixated characters who may find they've a lot in common. What if Luna and Remy form a satanic cooperation down the road and work together to get what they want? Remy and Luna could strike a deal to help each other pull off their separate romantic pretensions. That could also bring the eventuality for Luna and Remy to fall in love along the way. Remy and Luna might eventually find they're the perfect match, considering they both have a minatory side. Perhaps Luna and Remy could ultimately team up to get vengeance after their plans do out. Prognostications point to some instigative possibilities now that Luna's back in the blend and Remy's about to make his debut. Remy and Luna will inescapably beget some chaos. Luna Nozawa will get a visit from her mama Poppy Nozawa in captivity. It's not looking great for Luna these days. Supposedly it's tough for killers to get released. But Poppy's worried son could find a loophole and see the light of day if her Aunt Lee Finnegan helps her. Then's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful. Keep reading for all the details. An emotional visit between the mama and son brace on the CBS cleaner. We get that Poppy is Luna's mama. But, can you forgive your son for framing you for 2 murders, faking a maternity test, and also trying to steal your man while you were sitting in jail for a crime you didn't commit? Anyhow, there seems to be some stopgap for their relationship. After all, Poppy is willing to pay her a visit and hear what she has to say. Luna Nozawa may have an ace up her sleeve. No Bone is getting set free after a double homicide and hijacking, but if she plays her cards right she could score a bed in the internal sanitarium. Cleaner pieces observers know how easy it's for captures to break out of those. Ask Sheila Carter. Luna actually has not one, but 2 well-admired and successful croakers in her family. Maybe Lee Finnegan will feel shamefaced about her bastard's current state of affairs and try to pull a many strings to get her supposed mentally unfit to stand trial. Luna's kinsman Dr. John Finnegan might also put in a good word, but seeing as how Luna abducted his woman, he may not be feeling so generous. Do you suppose that Lee Finnegan will help Poppy get Luna into an internal sanitarium rather of captivity? Do you suppose it's only a matter of time before she breaks out? Remy Price Electra Forrester's history catches up with her, just as her love with Will Spencer is getting started. Meanwhile, Luna Nozawa sends another emotional letter to Bill Spencer. The exercise clip dropped an explosive stunner. Electra seems to have a snooper or compulsive ex-boyfriend. At the end of the exercise clip, a youthful man is seen at a computer screen. There's a wall full of Electra's prints behind the youthful man. Soap Opera Digest verified that the youthful man is actor Christian Weissman, who's playing Remy Price. One must-see moment is how Remy is going to affect Electra. Ivy Forrester and Electra are reviving Forrester Creations' jewelry line. Electra is also getting near to a love with Will. While it's assumed that Remy is a villain, perhaps there's another twist. Could Electra have an unethical history, one that Remy is trying to get justice for? It could go either way. Another must-see moment for the week of November 11th centers on Bill. Suckers watched as Luna transferred a letter to Bill. As Bill read the letter, Luna got a visit from Penelope Poppy Nozawa. During that visit, Poppy told Luna that her conduct ended her relationship. Luna set up this noble. Meanwhile, Bill was burning Luna's letter. Luna will shoot an alternate letter to Bill. It was clear that this was Poppy's first visit to Luna since her arrest. So, Luna might not be apprehensive of everything that's happened after she was fractured. Luna smiled when she set about that her conduct broke up Bill and Poppy. So, Luna might count on Bill being confused and lonely. Will Bill burn Luna's alternate letter, or could she tempt him to come for a visit? Suckers will also see Carter Walton partake his vengeance plan with Hope Logan. Just how far will Carter go to get what he wants?